Hey everyone, so this is obviously a little bit different from what I normally do. I just felt that I had to make a video talking about the short series Don't Fuck with Cats because there's been a lot of interest in it, and you kind of, if you are thinking about watching it, you don't really know what you're in for. And I think that is the biggest thing. Like, there's no disclaimers or anything like that. So I decided to make this video basically explaining almost everything in somewhat detail about what happens in the first episode. There are 3 episodes, and the first one is probably the hardest to watch for me personally, because I am a huge lover of animals, probably mainly cats. So it was very difficult to watch, even though you don't see anything horrific happen, but you know that it's happening. So the reason I wanted to do the video as well is because I think that if you are afraid of watching it, you can look at this video and either take what I've said and then you know what to expect while you watch it, or you can watch this video and then you know that you don't have to watch the first episode and you can continue on with the second episode and the third one. Because, like I said, the first episode is probably the hardest to watch. From then on, it's actually a really good watch. It has some really amazing messages, and it just shows the power of the internet, good and bad. I will say that in the first episode, there is mention of suicide. So I guess that could be a trigger for some. But yeah, I think it's a very good series. And if you can get past the first episode, it's well worth it. So I thought I would explain to you guys the first episode and what happens in it so that you can decide for yourself whether I will watch that, or I'll skip it and just go on with the second and third. Because it's a very good series, and I think it's important for people to watch because it really shows, the impact that people can have, good and bad. Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone should watch this, and it's very informative, I guess. But anyway, so I will get on to the episode. So the first episode it's called Cat and Mouse. And it basically focuses on the killings of the kittens. So yes, there are kittens in the video that are killed and, tortured. So it focuses on those videos, and then it focuses on, the people that were outraged by it, trying to track him down and find out who this person is. So basically it starts off with, there's a lady who's one of the main characters in the story for mainly the first and second episode. And her name is Diana. And she, at the start, is basically explaining that that the internet is just, full of stuff, I guess. And she says that, there are rules of the internet, and there is one ground rule that everyone knows, and it's called Rule 0. And Rule 0 is don't fuck with cats. So that's where the title came from. Yeah. So this lady, she... I'm trying to say this lady. I've got it on my iPad, so I know what I'm saying. And I've lost myself already. So there are two main characters in the whole online investigation of this person. One is Deanna and the other is a guy called John. So these people are the main people trying to track this guy down. So anyway, it starts off with Deanna telling us about how she came across a video on Facebook one day. And it was in 2010. And the video was called One Boy, Two Kittens. And she clicks on the video and it starts off with a guy filming these two kittens on a bed. And it seems very innocent, but obviously knowing the title and knowing the gist of what the series is about, it's not gonna be so sweet. But Deanna thought that it was gonna be like a sweet video. So she kept watching, and basically what he does is he puts these two kittens into a vacuum seal bag. Now, the video only shows up until he's putting the first kitten into the bag. But he puts the kittens into the bag, and then it cuts away from the original video, and basically Deanna is saying that he turns on the vacuum and sucks all the air out of the bag until the kittens suffocate and die. So you don't see any of that. You only see him putting the first kitten into the bag, and that's it. But it does play audio of him turning on the vacuum and attaching it to the bag, and it's sucking the air out. But that's basically what happens there. And then, so John, who was one of the other main characters, was the other main character. He looks into the account that uploaded this video, and he went to the channel's liked videos, because when you like a video on YouTube, you can either have it show people the videos you've liked or not show people. And this account obviously had set it to be like showing people the videos that they liked. And one of the videos that the channel had liked was the movie Catch Me If You Can. Now, they assumed this was strategic because there was only one video that it liked, and that was the only one. Now, the channel having liked the movie Catch Me If You Can kind of like foreshadows the rest of the series and what this person is doing. I think the person kind of looked at this movie and thought, I want to go on a wild goose chase, So yeah, but you figure out more of that in the coming episodes. So basically after this video was uploaded, people just went absolutely mental. And a Facebook group was created to find the person who did this. And Deanna and John were basically the faces of that group. So basically, after the group was created and they were just searching and searching, another video was uploaded, but this time it was a video of the same kittens, deceased. So he's filming, so basically what it shows is the two kittens on the bed, dead, side by side, and he picks up one of them and just shows the camera the deceased kitten. And you can tell that it's deceased, obviously, because the body is so stiff. It looked like a taxidermied cat. It was pretty messed up. And then along with that video, a photograph was posted of the 2 kittens inside a fridge. It was an empty fridge, and he'd placed the kittens inside the fridge and taken a photo of it. So that was pretty rough. It did show you the actual footage of those things, so that's probably something I'd be mindful of. Also, after that happened, people went on a rampage and were going mental trying to find this person. So what they did is they analyzed the videos like frame by frame, looking at the bedroom that he was filming in and trying to find clues about, trying to find clues that could point them to where he might be living or filming that video in. So they looked at there was a vacuum, there was a packet of cigarettes, and even the bedspread that he had. They just analyzed every single thing and looked them up and just tried to find out where these things came from. Basically, they went through lots of different theories about where it could be from. They thought he was Russian because he was playing a Russian video in one of his recordings. But eventually they found out that he was Canadian. So they found out he was Canadian, and so more investigations are going on from the group. And then some people from the group received a message from someone saying that the person that they're looking for is a guy called Luca Magnotta. So they look up this Luca Magnotta guy on the internet, and they actually find quite a lot of information on this person, like lots of fan groups and videos of him auditioning for movie roles or whatever. They found lots of fan pages on like Facebook, and what they ended up realizing was that this Luca guy actually made these accounts himself to make himself look like he was someone. So basically, this Luca guy is completely full of himself, just in love with himself. Like, he thinks he's the greatest thing in the entire world, thinks he's absolutely gorgeous, So at this point, they, don't want to assume that it's this person, but they're making the connections. And then they end up, so where the suicide comes into it, they thought it was someone else, and this person was harassed and told to kill himself, and told that he would, like, lots of death threats because they thought it was this person uploading the videos, but it actually wasn't him, and he ended up committing suicide from it. So yeah, it takes maybe three-quarters into the halfway to three-quarters into the first episode for them to think, okay, we think it's this Luca person. So yeah, they just keep making the connections, and then 3 years before, so what I've done here is I've tried to dot point everything that happens in order, so you know what's coming. So then it goes on to say that 3 years before the kitten video, Luca actually created fake rumors that he was involved with a Canadian serial killer. And then he actually called the radio station, faking his outrage about the rumors. So then a journalist contacts Luke and interviews him, asking him about the rumors, and Luca says the rumors are ruining my life, which, because the interview was recorded, that was then posted online, which was, you know, it meant more airtime for Luca, basically. So they assumed that was, you know, planned the whole time. But anyway, after the original kitten video was posted, a few months had gone by and nothing was really happening. So people sort of started to like lose interest in the whole thing. But a new video was uploaded and it was called Bath Time, lol, LOL. And it was posted online and it was 2 minutes and 41 seconds long. This video was the only video that I could find the length of time for, I think. Or maybe I knew the other one as well. Oh yeah, so it's the second and third video I found the times for, but not the first one. Anyway, so basically, this one was the hardest for me personally to watch, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on this one because, so what happens is the camera is showing a bathtub full of water, and it then shows Luca raising, so into the camera shot, he is bringing in a cat who is completely taped to the end of like a broom or a mop. So the only thing that it could move was its head. The rest of its body was fully taped to the broom end thing. And so he actually has the cat facing the camera directly. So the cat is legitimately looking into the camera and its eyes are there is so much pain. And it just hurt me so much to look at because this poor cat, you know, it was already so scared and so frightened, and that wasn't even the worst part for it. But yeah, the cat is just looking directly into the camera and it was so hard to watch. It was really hard, but I kept watching. And then it stops after he shows the cat looking at the camera. Recording. Sorry, I'm just messaging my father who called me. So the original footage cuts out after he shows the cat looking at the camera, and John basically describes what happens next. So what Luca does is Luca lowers the end of the mop into the bathtub so that the cat's head is underwater and basically drowns the cat. And there's no way the cat can do anything about it. So that was probably the hardest part in the entire first episode. So big disclaimer there. It was very hard. So, so later the same day, very same day, he posts another video. And this one is called Python Christmas. And this one is 7 minutes long. And this one I actually think I remember it circulating on the internet because the media actually got hold of this one, and I do remember this one, and I think I did see it online. But basically what happens is it shows Luca playing with a kitten on his bed with a like Christmas hat on, and he's just playing with it, like kissing it, that sort of stuff. And then it shows the kitten like doing what cats do when they see something and they're like really sketchy. It was like walking up slowly, looking at it. And what I realized, because I didn't actually know the title of the video at this point, I was just watching it and I was like, what's happening? But then you saw a massive Burmese python opposite the cat, and the kitten, they were basically just staring at each other. And then some stuff happens, and then it shows the footage of the python striking at the kitten. And the only thing you see is the python striking at it and the kitten jumping back. And then the video cuts out. So you don't see the kitten actually being hurt by it, but it's hard to watch because you know that's what's happening, and it's just the fact that you know that's also hard. It does help that you don't see it, but you know. So anyway, they looked into the username that uploaded that video, and the name of the channel that uploaded the video was named Leslie Ann Downey. Now, Leslie Ann Downey was a victim of a couple who murdered 5 children, and it was called the Moores murders. It was a really famous story, that one. So they assume that Luca got the idea for the bathtub from that story, because apparently the woman of the couple tried to blame the Downey murder on her husband, and basically what she said is that she went to run a bath for Downey, but when she got back, apparently she was already dead. So they assumed that Luca got the idea for the bathtub from that story, and that's where he got the name of the channel for as well. So that was just, one of the signs that showed his fascination for serial killers. And in the next episodes, his fascination for movies and serial killers is prominent. Like, in the second episode, his fascination with American Psycho is revealed. Because the Python video gained a lot of media attention, a journalist tracked down Luca and interviewed him about that video. And Luca said that it's not him in the video at all, and people are good with Photoshop, and that someone's trying to frame him. And before I get into the next part, you can really tell that this person has absolutely no remorse, no feelings about what he's doing. Like, his whole demeanor is just not normal. Like, he is not a normal person. I would call him, like textbook psychopath. So anyway, the next part is very, very interesting. Now, the journalist who interviewed Luca about the Python video actually received an email from someone called John Kilbride. John Kilbride was actually another victim of the Moores murders. Now, this email, I've got it right here, right there. So I screenshot this on the show so I could read the whole thing out to you. This email is very, very, it's very strange. And Well, I'll read it to you first and then I'll explain it. Okay. So now this was sent to the journalist that interviewed Luca, and Luca claimed it wasn't him. All right, so it says, well, I have to say goodbye for now, but don't worry. In the near future, you will be hearing from me again. This time, however, the victims won't be small animals. I will, however, send you a copy of the new video I'm going to be making. You see, killing is different than smoking. With smoking, you can actually quit. Once you kill and taste, it's impossible to stop. The urge is just too strong not to continue. You know, the fun part of all of this is watching millions of people get very angry and frustrated because they can't catch me. That's why I love this. I love the risk factor. It's so fun to watch people work so hard gathering all the evidence, then not being able to name or catch me. You see, I always win. I always hold the trump card, and I will continue to make more movies. Next time you hear from me, it will be in a movie I am producing that will have some humans in it, not just pussies. Well, it was fun fucking around with everyone, so have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. I know I will. Getting away with all this, now that's genius. So, this person says that the next movie he makes, it will be with a human. Now, what triggers me is the fact that this email was not looked into whatsoever, that I know of. I don't think it says it in the show. But a human does die in the next episode, which it does show at the end of the first episode. Now, this person could possibly have lived if they actually looked into this person. And the people in the Facebook group, they did go to the police, but the police said, what do we do? It's just internet crap. You know, there's nothing for us to do, which is just ridiculous, because if you look at the history of, you know, school shootings and that sort of stuff, generally the person posts on the internet what they're going to do, or there's some sign on the internet of the fact that they're not a normal person. So this just baffles me so much. Anyway, that was the email that was sent. Now, the end of the episode shows John, the main character, one of the main characters, and he's telling a story about how he woke up in the early hours of the morning, to a message saying that there was a video he should probably look at and that they think it was Luca. So he opens the video and it shows Luca standing over someone who is tied to a bed. He's naked, he's blindfolded, and he's like caressing his face, like just stroking his face. And he did the exact same things to the cats as well, which they explain later on. So that's what it shows. And then we don't see this part, but basically he just starts stabbing this person, like continuously, just like on and on and on and on and on. Just keep stabbing him. Obviously this person dies, but yeah, that's pretty much how the episode ends, with the murder of an actual human. And then the second episode goes on to tell you more detail about that and how the police found out about it and what he did with the body. So episode 2 is called Killing for Clicks. And yeah, it's mainly about the victim that he killed, how he killed him, how they met, and what he did with the person afterwards. And then it's mainly about the police actually getting involved and pursuing him. And then they actually introduce Luca's mother into this episode. And she's a bit controversial, that one. A lot of people think she's freaking mental as well because she doesn't believe that Luca did this, you know, on his own free will sort of thing. There's a person that Luca has been claiming for a very long time that has been manipulating him to do these things, but as you get to know Luca more and more through the series, you know that there was no one else. Maybe there was another person that he did this stuff with, but he was not being manipulated. You can tell that this person is not a normal person. But anyway, so the third episode, the last episode, is called Closing the Net. And this is about Luca being a wanted person now, and Luca is hopping from city to city, country to country, evading police. And this episode is mainly about the chase with Luca. And that's where the Catch Me If You Can comes into it. So that is the main story line of the first episode. Like I said, I really wanted to inform you guys of that so that if you were interested in watching it, you'd know what you're in for, and you could decide for yourself whether or not you do want to watch it or not. I thought it was very good. It was very well told. Before I watched it, I read on IMDB like user reviews, and someone said, you know, you think you have figured everything out and then something new happens. So there's just like, you know, surprise after surprise after surprise. I think it was really well made. I think it's a very good show that people should definitely watch to be informed. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It is hard. The first episode is very hard to watch, but it's well worth it, because this person is just not normal, and it's very fascinating. Like, I'm a fan of true crime and serial killers and that sort of stuff, so it was very fascinating to me. And one thing that just confused the hell out of me was the fact that this person has not had much media coverage. Like, you look at someone like Jeffrey Dahmer. We know Jeffrey Dahmer. We know what he did. We know who he is. We know what he looks like. We know everything about him. And I would say that Luca is very Jeffrey Dahmer, because Jeffrey Dahmer did, I think he did torture animals. Not to the extent that Luca did, but I think he did. And then Jeffrey Dahmer was also a gay man who killed and whatever. I won't get into that. But I find it very strange that this person is not more widely known because of the abuse to animals, like the severe abuse to animals and torture that he did. I just don't understand why he's not more well known. It's so strange to me. It's a very good show in the way of it shows the power that the internet has. So you see through the first episode, and I think some of the second episode, how much power the internet has, and how, you know, it's impossible to hide if you are, you know, on the internet as much as Luca was. If Luca never posted on the internet, I feel like he would never have been found. But because he posted on the internet, they found him. So, I think the internet has a lot of power, and it really shows in this series. And with the suicide, people have a lot of power. It's very informative and very well worth it. People kept telling me not to watch it, like, because as I was watching it, I was like posting statuses on Facebook, as some of you might know, and people just said, just stop watching it. And I was like, I have to watch it. I have to see this. I have to, see what this person did, because it just fuels my hatred for people who abuse animals. It's just messed up. I had to watch it. I had to see what this person did. I had to know how effed up people are. So, okay, so I will end this here. I really hope that was informative to you on whether or not you want to watch it. I would recommend it, but I would just be very cautious about watching the first episode. The rest of it, totally fine. But yeah, I hope that this was useful to you, and thank you for watching. And I don't know if I would do this again. I have enjoyed making the video, but I don't know if I only did this because I was just super passionate about the story, and I had a bit to say about it. So that's probably the only reason I did this. But yeah, I mean, if you liked it and thought it was handy, I guess I might do something else in the future. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, bye guys.